on Fox, a battered and bruised Pasadena teenager is hoping to help victims of domestic violence with a video on Facebook because she's a recent victim herself. Fox 26's Chris Stipes has the exclusive interview.
Once this happens to someone, that person will continue to hurt you.
Posting this video to Facebook with a black eye and busted lip is a turning point for 19-year-old Miranda Terrell.
If I could just help one person, that's all I was aiming to do. And then pick me up, choke me.
It was Miranda who needed help this past weekend while at her mom's house in Pasadena.
He hit me. I freaked out. I only remember one hit. I remember seeing blood. One closed-fisted hit. I screamed.
Her fiancé, 19-year-old Armando Garcia, together on and off for 7 years, is now behind bars, charged with assault on a family member.
I am more afraid of him than I've ever been afraid of anything.
And she says it wasn't the first time he's been abusive.
But I was blinded by love.
Once he was angry, that's all it took. He would put me down, call me names, tell me I wasn't worth anything.
And she believed it, every word, until now. And she wants everyone to know it.
I can hardly talk without it hurting. But I'm strong. Only now do I know my true worth.
Even through the bumps and the bruises, even through black eyes and busted lips, you know, I am a beautiful person. And every single other woman out there who is going through this, they are too. And they need to know that.
The first person by her side after the assault was her mother, a victim of domestic abuse herself.
Once I had heard my mom's voice, this is what's gonna break me. I heard my mom's voice and I couldn't let my mama see me this way. Because my mom went through this. I'm her oldest, you know, her firstborn. I should have been the one who was smarter.
While Miranda regrets not leaving the relationship sooner, she takes solace knowing her story can help others.
The love that you have in your heart for the person who is hurting you is not worth the pain that they can cause you.
That was Chris Stipes reporting. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and here to talk more about help out there for victims is Isabel Martinez. She's the manager of children and youth for the Houston Area Women's Center. Isabel, good morning.
Good morning.
She is such a brave and very young woman. What do you think Miranda's video can do to help others?
I think it definitely shows that survivors of domestic violence have strength in them. I think because the way abusers work, they try to take that away from a survivor. And for people to see this video, it can just show how strong a person can be, even though they're a survivor of domestic violence.
What do you think people should take away from the video, specifically some of the things that she says about blaming herself a little bit?
I think the most important thing is she does mention that now she realizes that she is a strong person. I think because, again, the abuser always tries to manipulate that and tries to make them feel like they're not strong or they don't have an identity without their partner. And so with this video, we can see, like, wait, I don't have to listen to that. I can just remind myself that I am a strong person and I deserve more. And that's the biggest truth out there, is that you do deserve more, that you don't. Not that you don't have to put up with this, because the abuser often manipulates that, and a lot of times survivors don't understand what's going on. And so, but just reminding them, wait, I'm valuable. I need to have more in my life than this situation.
You often hear people say, why don't you just leave? But leaving is oftentimes the most dangerous for abuse victims.
Exactly. We know that when there is a person trying to leave, because it's about power and control, and the survivor's trying to take that power back, and so the abuser, that's the last thing he wants to happen, and so, or the abuser is the last thing that he wants to happen, and so that's when they try to just re-establish that power, and it becomes very dangerous.
She talked about also how her mom was an abuse victim. Do you see that cycle happen a lot in families?
It actually does. You know, children who grow up in domestic violence homes, this is their foundation of what a relationship looks like, and so that's why it's important for survivors to get counseling and take their children to counseling as well, just so that they can learn and kind of see that this is not okay. This type of relationships is not a healthy one. And so they can learn what a healthy relationship does look like.
So let's talk about how people can help family members who may be victims. What are some steps they can take?
Yeah, I think a lot of things that she said in her video about what her mom was saying, like just kind of like taking an outside look at yourself and, you know, reminding them what their value is and letting them know that they're there to support them. You know, oftentimes they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to talk to you, or if you're with that person, I'm not going to be with you, or things like that. that, but that actually has a worse effect on the survivor. But saying like, hey, I'm supporting you regardless of what you're going through. I'll be here for you.
You all have a 24-hour domestic hotline that folks can call.
Yes, we do. And it's 713-528-2121, and that's a 24-hour hotline.
Great. And October 13th is the big Wear Purple Day. We've got our bracelets on today. Tell us about the importance of that real quickly before we go.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a sign to show that we're standing with survivors, and just to talk about and be able to say like, hey, domestic violence is an issue, and it is something that we need to talk about, and talk to our kids about, and just again to learn about healthy relationships and what to expect in a relationship.
Right. Isabel, thank you so much for coming and spreading awareness and for all the work you all do at the Women's Center.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Let's send it over to Lindsay.